What's the crack, everyone? It's Ollie from B2B Sports here. A little bit of breaking boxing news today. Tyson Fury has announced his retirement via Instagram today. It's a little bit of a shock, I can't lie, although he has announced his retirement previously. In April 2022, he announced his retirement after beating Dillian Whyte. And then 7 months later, he fought Derek Chisora at Tottenham Stadium. So he has been known to go back on his word slightly, and if any of you have watched his documentary series on his life and his family on Netflix, he has the tendencies to be a little bit of spontaneous, a little bit flippant in his decisions. So is Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk 2 the last time we'll see Tyson Fury in the ring? In all honesty, I don't think so. I think he'll be back for maybe one last fight against AJ. Probably needs a bit of time off with the family. He'll end up missing the ring like he has done before, and he'll have one more big British boxing fight at Wembley, a big sellout, a big last payday for Tyson Fury. I think that is destined to happen, in my opinion. But let us know your thoughts in the comments. Has Fury hung up the gloves for the last time? In all seriousness this time? But if this is it, then he should be renowned as one of the British boxing greats, if not the world's greats. He had a record of 34-2-1. He had 24 KOs, but he was really renowned for his technical boxing. He was a fantastic technical boxer. He had a great jab, he had fantastic head movement. For someone who was 6'9", his movement in the ring was spectacular. And I honestly don't think we'll ever see an athlete of his size be able to move like the way Tyson did. His movement was incredible. You'd say more of a point fighter, but technically absolutely out of this world. In the resurgence of his career, he brought in Sugar Hill, and they worked perfectly together. In particular, the second Deontay Wilder fight, he really came out all guns blazing and used that power, used that weight of his to devastating effect. So Tyson has proved that he can box both ways. He can box with aggression and power, but also be very technically gifted and light on his feet as well. I think the most fascinating story of Fury's boxing career has to be that he was dead and buried. He was out of the game completely. He's reported a lot of times that he was technically on death's door. He's in extremely bad shape, extremely bad sort of mental health state as well. But he got himself off the canvas, no pun intended. He got himself motivated and worked up for a Deontay Wilder a fight that at the time no one wanted. Deontay Wilder was the most, terrifying power puncher, KO artist there was in the game. But that's what Fury needed to motivate himself and get himself out of bed and get himself back in the gym and in shape. It was just a phenomenal story. That fight in particular was probably one of my favourite fights of all time. The fact that Fury was doing so well and then bam, that KO, I think it was like round 10, was it? Completely out cold, and then all of a sudden, like the Undertaker, he sat back up and game on. He was back on again. But what a fight it was! Absolutely spectacular fight. Exactly what boxing fans wanted at the time. There was a time pre-Saudi takeover almost where it was a stalemate in terms of making these fights, in terms of making the fights that the public wanted to see. So all credit to Fury on that for coming back and taking the most scariest fight he could have done at the time. He has had some controversy early on in his career, but I do respect Fury for being an advocate for mental health, for stepping up and speaking about his issues, speaking about his trials and tribulations. He's apologised and been quite reflective on his words early on in his career as well. So I do respect that. Fury is Fury. He's going to run his mouth. That. A lot of the time he'll probably speak without even thinking, hence the speculation on his retirement. But that's Fury at the end of the day. That is what you get, and he is a great character for boxing. I think he met his match in Alexander Usyk. I think styles made fights, and for Fury, Usyk's style was just too much for him in the end. Usyk was too quick, too skillful, too technically gifted for Fury, and did outbox him, particularly in that second fight. The first fight I thought was extremely close. It could have gone either way, in my opinion. Fury probably just edged it, in my opinion, in that first fight. But the second fight, there was no question. Alexander Usyk was the deserved champion, and I can understand why Fury has decided to retire, if he has retired at this time. Now, it's quite interesting. In Fury's short retirement video, he said, "It's been a blast. I've loved every single minute of it, and I'm going to end with this. Dick Turpin wore a mask." Now, this has caused a lot of debate, speculation, conspiracy on social media. Now, Dick Turpin was a famous thief in the 1700s, 1800s, something around that time period. And Tyson Fury alluded to it there. He always wore a mask when he committed these robberies, these offences. Now, what does he mean by that? Is he referring to the fact that that Usyk fight he thought was a robbery? You know, there have been scenes afterwards, there have been video clips, etc., where he showed quite visibly, you know, he's visibly emotional that, you know, that fight went that way, and he thought it was a complete robbery. Is he referring to the fact that he's took the money of the fight game and bounced and got out of there whilst he could? The fact that Dick Turpin was executed for his crimes, is that referring to the fact that Fury is leaving on his own willpower, you know, in good health, having great family around him, etc.? Let us know your thoughts down below. It's really interesting. I'd like to hear your conspiracy theories on that reference. But yes, there we have it. Tyson Fury has announced his retirement from boxing for now. I would have loved to see an Anthony Joshua Tyson Fury fight. I think that's destined to happen somewhere down the line. But if this is it, then thank you, Fury, for what you've given to the fight game. It's definitely been a fun and wild ride, that's for sure. But as always, as I've just noticed that the on-air sign has gone out, so apologies for that one. But as always, thank you very much for the support. If you could give this vid a like, give my channel a subscription, it means the world. And until the next one, peace out.